Hi Sagittarius, it's Meg, and I'm with Padmes. I'm doing your Tarotscope for November 2020. So anyone who has Sagittarius and their Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, you have messages here. Also, any kind of cross watchers who want to know about Sagittarians. And the first thing I wanted to do today is pull an animal spirit from the wild unknown, and I pulled snake for you, Sagittarius. And snake is all about Kundalini energy. It's all about Shakti and unawakened or untapped potential within. And also, it's noted here that the snake card appears when there's no more time to waste. So I feel like that's going to come up in the rest of your reading today. Also, there was a card that fell out while I was shuffling, and I wanted to leave that in, so we'll get to that in that place of where everything is coming from. This would be a past energy, but where everything else is screaming from in your energy for November. So we're calling in your angels and guides of the highest vibrations of love and light, because we don't want to talk to anyone else. I'm going to ask you for your energy for November 2020, Sagittarius. And let's see what kind of energy is coming up for you, Sag. Okay, Sagittarius, let's take a look here. The first thing that I'm noticing is your advice. And your advice is the Nine of Cups reversed. It's talking about recognizing all of the things that you've already manifested and you've brought forward. It's like about being grateful for what it is that you already have in order to have more and more and more. Not in a bad way, in an abundant way. So I'm also noticing your big picture, Sagittarius, and this is the Six of Cups. This is about so much reward. It's like getting a promotion, or it's like getting money or winning something. It's also about being generous, someone being generous to you, you being generous to someone else. It's about all of these resources. So I'm hearing untapped resources. There are untapped resources that are coming to you. And that happens when you open your heart to receive, which usually is an energetic state of appreciation and gratitude, being open to receive. So even whether you have it already or not, but part of it is being very appreciative for the things that you already have, or the things that have already happened. And I feel like there are a lot of those, Sagittarius. I feel like a lot of those things have happened just recently for you. But the back and forth is also the flow of energy and the flow of resources. So what goes out, what comes in, what goes out, what comes in. There's not a halt there. There's like this constant, I want to say irrigation, which is kind of funny to say it that way, but it's like watering the plant. When you water the plant, it grows. When you nurture the plant, it grows. That's what's coming forward with that. Okay, what else is going on here, Sagittarius? It looks like happening now and into the near future, there are things that need to be looked at having to do with the future. I want to know what that is. It's the Three of Wands reverse. Right, there's some kind of decision that needs to be made in the near future about the future. It's like, and here is the Lover's card reversed. It's like there needs to be, I would say, a decision in love needs to be made. It's kind of a big decision too. It's kind of a big deal. It's the Lover's card. It's major arcana. It's like, how are we going to process some things going forward into the future? The decision hasn't been made yet. Funny though, your angels and guides are like, make the decision already. You've got the Four of Cups and it is reversed. So it's like, This is taking an offer, or taking a jump, or taking a leap, or making a decision, rather than letting it pass you by. So your angels and guides are saying you're making this decision. Then there's also your higher self is talking about overcoming some sadness and overcoming some anxiety, some things that kept you up at night. I want to know more about that. Yeah, here's the moon card. And so this moon card is talking about emotions that you've just released and let out into your environment. So here's some sadness and grief and upset that you have processed and released. So your higher self is talking about that. And then your angels and guides are talking about making that decision. Also release the idea that you have a lot of timing stuff going on in your spread this month, Sagittarius. Release the idea that there's time to plan. It's like planning's done. Here's the Tower card. It's like the change happens. The shift happens, the change happens. But I feel like you're in charge of this change. You're making this decision. So it's like instead of waiting around for some information, it's like the information is going to come once you make the decision. So let that happen. And there's some kind of resistance to having balance. I want to know more about that. Right. And here's the Chariot that goes over that. So it's like, it would be nice if everything just fell into place sometimes, but then sometimes you just have to like let the waterfall fall. The Chariot's saying there's some imbalance and you just have to like beeline, go to that next place. And maybe you didn't get gas before you left the city and you'll have to get gas in the next city. It's like you didn't plan, and that's okay. Sometimes we just have to go for it and do it. So that's all right. Past, present, future. In the past, it looks like there's some, I don't want to say remorse. I more so want to say sadness about regret, even than regret. There isn't regret. There isn't remorse. There's just sadness about regret. And that's your past. This is also coming from the place of the Three of Pentacles that fell out at the very beginning. And this is about no longer collaborating. So there's some collaboration that's come to a close, come full circle. There's some sadness around it. And then in your present time, wow, Sagittarius, we've got the Queen of Pentacles reversed and we've got the Empress reversed. There's this energy of possibly two people being overturned, upset, not standing in their power, not standing in their truth. But this is also the energy of feeling ungrounded and not sure of worth. Not sure of worth, not being aligned in your truth. But this is an intrinsic thing. These are both feminine energy cards. This is an intrinsic feeling of that. Not emotionally, being grounded. Am I able to give emotionally the way I need to give in order to feel solid, stable, and secure? This is also for self. Am I able to give myself emotional grounding? So there's some emotional, gosh, I even want to say misgivings, which emotional misgivings. It looks like there's some sadness, some grief around this. And you're pulling your emotions together in present time. You're getting right with your own emotions. Yeah, and I want to look back at your advice, which is just being grateful for the things that you've had, the things that you've gone through, the things that you've learned, the things that you have, the things that you love, the things that you have loved in the past, just giving great gratitude to those things. And then happening into your trajectory, into your horizon, it's the Four of Wands. So there is this great stability coming. This even looks like a new house, a new relationship, or literally coming to terms with your own emotional health. And there's a lot of stability there. All right, Sagittarius, I want to look a little bit with the maybe Lenormand cards. I love these. And I want to look more into your trajectory into the future. Yeah, this is about overcoming obstacles. That mountain card, it is a mountain, it is about obstacles, but it's specifically about overcoming them. I want to look more at that, Sagittarius, what's going on in your future. Oh, wow. And this is about your cross to bear kind of thing. It's like how I've set my life up, how I've set these things up, how I've set up my lessons. And these are my crosses to bear. I want to say though, this isn't something that you have to carry with you forever. And I feel like that's part of what the emotional part, this emotional thing, how am I going to manage my emotions through these things that I've created? Why is there, what are the challenges here? What are the crosses to bear? What are the challenges that you're working through? Endings, the endings of things. So it's literally that belief about things ending. Yeah, and I'm hearing about time. Time is an illusion, but in this physical life, that's what we deal with, and that's what we're here to deal with. So we do deal with beginnings and we do deal with endings. And that's what the emotional cross to bear is, talking about the challenges with endings. Sagittarius, I haven't even talked about your heart of the situation yet. I didn't even realize it. Here we go. This is about walking into, okay, this is about, I'm hearing making safe decisions about rites of passage and wanting to be very much, I even want to say correct about them. I want to be correct about the next rites of passage that I experience or that I look into. I want to be aligned. I want to be aligned with what I'm walking into. I don't want to make any mistakes. I don't want to make mistakes that I have made in the past. I want to learn from anything that I've experienced in the past and move forward into a rite of passage that's right for me. That makes perfect sense, Sagittarius, especially since you're having this decision that you're needing to make in love, and you'll be making that decision. You've released a lot. This is releasing a lot of emotional stuff, and all this emotional stuff has come up in your past and your present. Okay, Sagittarius. I want to look at happening now and into the near future, pulling Magpie Oracle for that. And it's the puzzle piece. It's putting the pieces together. Putting the pieces together in order to make this decision about your future. I'm pulling another one. And you've got the arrow hitting your target. So happening now and into the near future, your arrow is literally hitting the target. You're putting the pieces together and you're going for it. You're making the decision. I love it, Sagittarius. You know, I also want to say too about the snake card, Kundalini energy. This is self-healing energy. So this is activating your self-healing in November. So any kind of, and you know, these two cards in your present time for November are talking about things that you're needing to do for you, for your emotional health, activating your self-healing. I do love that. And this is really overcoming those obstacles and finding that foundation. Okay, Sagittarius, I'm looking forward to your mid-month love readings, and have a good one. Let me know how you feel and how this resonated with you, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a wonderful November.